You know, I've been watching this back and forth long-winded war between BLACKB0ND and DoctorTre with great amusement. However, the latest back and forth exchange has provided me the inspiration to make this video and do something a little different from what I normally do. I thought it would be a fun and interesting idea to provide an unbiased outsider's perspective regarding the situation. In this video, I'll apply my long history of exposure expertise by talking about all the mistakes both of these individuals have made and determine who is the real winner in this latest exchange. Without further delay, let's dive right in. First, we're going to go over the mistakes BLACKB0ND made to get that portion out of the way before we get into the juicy bits of the video. The first one in question, and this doesn't really even qualify regarding the topic at hand, but considering how BLACKB0ND has had a history of going on and on about internet social rejects and what he regularly uses to qualify people as such, if what Trey says is true, then this is hilarious hypocrisy on BLACKB0ND's part. Roll the footage.
The second reason being that even though he said he wasn't gonna upload a response video, he not only uploaded a response video, but uploaded it at 3 a.m. his time, which by his own very definition makes him a social reject.
Why did I pick up your Skype call last night, or how should I say, this morning? I don't know, Zaire. Why the hell would I pick up a Skype call at 3 in the morning? 3 in the morning? Clearly something got to you and is affecting you when you're trying to call me at 3 o'clock in the morning. When you're uploading videos about another man on the internet at 3 in the morning. Go to sleep. For real. What is your wife saying? The bed's empty at 3 in the morning.
Now granted, Trey didn't provide any actual evidence to back this up, so it's still kind of in the air as to whether or not BLACKB0ND is guilty of this. But the thing that I noticed is that BLACKB0ND didn't even attempt to address this. If Trey was really in the wrong with this claim, why didn't BLACKB0ND try to counter this? His sidestep of it kind of makes him look a little guilty. But, as I already mentioned, this really doesn't have anything to do with the topic in which they're going back and forth about. I just thought I'd make mention of it anyway. Second mistake BLACKB0ND made was when he tried to imply that Trey made his definitive version video in August of 2013 to try to counter the fact that Trey made the claim that said video was 2 years old. Now, I know what BLACKB0ND's underlying reason was for doing this, which was to show that even after 2 years, Trey is still saying games on the Wii U were the definitive versions. But the thing is, Trey wasn't talking about that video or any other video other than the initial one he made 2 years ago, which is the video BLACKB0ND and many others like to use to bash Trey. So in doing this, it looks like BLACKB0ND was implying that Trey made that initial claim in August of 2013 when that wasn't the case. He tried to bring something into the argument that had no direct relevance to what Trey was talking about. The third error for BLACKB0ND was yet another sidestep. Trey shows in his video that the Wii U version of Splinter Cell Blacklist looks better than the PS3 version to try to back up his claim that Blacklist on the Wii U was the definitive version, which if those screens are to be believed, the Wii U version does look better than the screen-tearing PS3 version. BLACKB0ND, who is all about graphics and games, never bothered to address this, most likely because he couldn't. So instead, he just sidestepped right on past that and pretended like it didn't happen. However, this is a double-edged sword because this turned out to also be a mistake Trey made. Which, speaking of that, let's talk about those. Okay, so first off, what started this whole latest back and forth pissing match was that Trey made a video attempting to address his initial infamous Wii U is going to have the definitive version of all your favorite games video to attempt to nullify it as a means for people to use against him. Funny thing is, though, it backfired. And I mean really backfired. All he ended up doing was turning that regular round into an armor-piercing explosive tip round. He made the claim that at the time he made that video, it made perfect sense. What did he use to back up this argument? See for yourself.
Okay. But what made you think those games were coming to the Wii U, Trey? What made you think Grand Theft Auto 5 was coming to the Wii U? Well, I don't know. Maybe it's because that was the first game rumored even for the Wii U. When the Project Cafe rumors came out, that was the first game rumored for the Wii U. Now, this rumor about Grand Theft Auto 5 being on the Wii U Project Cafe at the time was from the French site BLACKB0ND.net. And these are the same people that leaked the specs for the PlayStation Vita. So it's not like they pulled these sources out of thin air. Everyone thought that game was coming to the Wii U.
Really, Trey? Rumors and speculation? That's your reasoning for saying Wii U was going to have the definitive version of Grand Theft Auto 5? You're actually going with that with a straight face? Allow me to let you in on a little secret. Rumors don't equal confirmation. And probably 8 to 9 times out of 10, rumors end up never becoming official. I would think that somebody such as yourself, who regularly uses gaming news sites as your sources, wouldn't make such a retarded-ass mistake. But it gets even better. Here's what he had to say regarding the supposed definitive version of Battlefield 4.
But what makes you think Battlefield was gonna come to the Wii U, Trey? Oh, I don't know. Maybe it's because the CEO of EA at the time stood on Nintendo's E3 stage and pretty much said it was coming?
Alright, okay. Getting better. But where is it? There's still no Wii U version, is there? And guess what? There won't be. See, here's the thing. Confirmation that a game is being worked on and coming out doesn't mean a whole lot, because there's always that chance that it could be severely delayed or even outright canceled at a moment's notice. Until a game is officially on the market and has been proven to be better on the Wii U, your initial claims that the Wii U was going to have the definitive version of Battlefield 4 as well as all these other games was nothing more than a definitive version of speculative fanboyism. He continues on.
Well, okay. Well, what about Resident Evil 6, Trey? I don't know. Maybe it's the fact that even Resident Evil 4 remake on the Wii sold over 1 million copies really fast. The fact that there was 2 exclusive Resident Evil spin-offs on the Wii U that did pretty well. I don't know, the fact that they said that the only reason why Resident Evil 5 wasn't on the Wii because it, and I quote, couldn't run the title screen. Also the fact that Capcom ports everything. They're even porting freaking handheld games to consoles now. Yeah.
So you're telling me that sales numbers is your rationale and reasoning for why you thought Resident Evil 6 would be coming to the Wii U? No official confirmation or anything like that. But sales numbers? Oh, and Capcom's supposed history of porting all their games to the various consoles? All those things provide is the basis for a semi-educated guess and nothing more. You yourself said that the Wii U would have the definitive version of this game, as well as many other games that were either never even announced or just never hit the market. Then you try to analyze Capcom's wording in that GameSpot article to claim that a Wii U version was still possible. But yet again, until the game actually comes out and is proven to be better, your analyzing doesn't mean a thing. There's no other way around it. You were wrong. And your basis for claiming that you saying what you said at that time made sense was nonsensical. This is why so many people use that as ammo to expose you. And now with your horribly botched attempt to damage control by explaining it, all you did was justify why people use that against you and ensured that they will continue to use it against you for your remaining tenure here on YouTube. Second fuck up from Trey was when he tried to use the fact that people weren't disagreeing with him on his initial claims in the comments section of his video. Like that somehow means anything. All he was doing with that was trying to deflect his own mistakes by trying to make it other people's mistake as well. Kind of like what Lulzy tried to do by attempting, and failing might I add, to expose me as a hypocrite because I wasn't boycotting Microsoft, to try to defend BBC of boycotting EA despite working for them after he called for said EA boycott. Sorry, Trey. Other people's reactions to your fuck up doesn't make it any less of a fuck up on your part. And if you were in a courtroom, the judge, prosecutor, and jury would laugh their asses off at you for attempting to use that defense. The next mistake was when he used the screen comparisons between the PS3 and Wii U versions of Splinter Cell Blacklist. Now, I already said that this was a victory for Trey, so how could it be a mistake for him as well? Simple. Because it contradicts his claim as to why he even made the definitive versions claim to begin with. Roll the footage!
Now the last thing I'm going to discuss here is what is the definitive version. What do I mean when I say the definitive version? Because obviously these PC drones out there believe when I said the definitive version that I meant the best looking version. But that's just it. And that is not what I meant. And I'm pretty sure some of you know that, especially Real Hard 8 times, because I've told him this. He even said, way before the Wii U came out, Trey, why are you waiting for Wii U ports of these games? You think they're going to look that much better? And I said, no, I don't think they're going to look that much better at all because they're ports. The reason I'm waiting to play these games is because I want to see how the controller will be utilized on these games.
Wait, hold up. If you claim that graphics aren't what makes the definitive, i.e. best gaming experience, and that it's about how they implement the Wii U controller, then why are you using graphical comparisons to make the case that the Wii U version of Splinter Cell Blacklist is the best? I think I'll let your own words do the talking for me.
So which flip-flop are you on?
Finally, we have a sidestep on Trey's part. At the beginning of Bond's last two videos, he has displayed, plain as day, a screen cap of a YouTube comment from Trey saying that he never said anything to be the definitive gaming experience, while playing the audio clip of Trey saying that the Wii U would have the definitive versions of all your favorite games. Sorry, Trey, that's a massive contradiction. A contradiction that you don't even bother to address, probably due to the fact that you can't, and I don't blame you. You're just wedged up too tightly in that corner to try to get out of it. So, when all is said and done, who comes out on top this go-around? It's not even a contest. BLACKB0ND is victorious by a fucking country mile. Trey, you are the one that needs to sit the fuck down in the chair. Now, if Trey or any of the Nintendo fanboys ever see this video, they're probably going to label me as a Nintendo and or Dr. Trey hater. And that couldn't be further from the truth. I was born in 1981 and have been what could be considered a hardcore gamer since I was about 7 years old. My favorite console of all time is the Super Nintendo. You'd be hard-pressed to find somebody rooting for Nintendo more than me. However, to me, they haven't made a console I've liked since the Nintendo 64, and even that didn't live up to my expectations. Also, I find Trey to be entertaining even if I don't agree with him, or, like in cases like this, he's flat out wrong and won't admit it. Sorry, Trey. Facts are facts. And the facts aren't in your favor, buddy. And no amount of dramatic prairie dogs will change that. So, that's my take on the situation. Until the next video, the Great Exposer has spoken.